Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Masters of the Underground. As always, I'm your host and friendly neighborhood psychopath, the Illusionist, and today I am joined by my first ever. Wow, I completely butchered that intro. I was gonna say I'm joined by the singer of the first ever metal band to grace the podcast airwaves on the show today. I'm joined by Brandon Curry of the band Vicariant. Thank you for joining the show today, homie.
Absolutely. What's going on?
I wanted to tell people I actually discovered Vicariant through your YouTube channel.
Hmm.
I was scrolling through reaction because I watch a lot of reaction channels. A lot of days reactors reacting to like rap videos and stuff. And I saw the metal band reacts. And I was like, oh, let me click on this. And then you guys had just the three of you with whatever video I watched, the personality was there. And it
Hell
just
yeah.
instantly made me want to know more. So then I was like, oh, they're like, let me look up the band. And I started doing my research and found your music on Spotify
Very
and I saw
nice.
like three songs. I think it was Humility,
Yep.
Cocaine Fever, and then the brand
Hmm.
new one, which is Lightbringer.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'll tackle all three of those because I noticed each song almost sounded different in the style of delivery.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the Humility was straight up just hardcore with the screaming, and then Cocaine Fever had more of like almost a southern rock twang vibe.
Yep.
And then Lightbringer was like straight up like brought me back to the 80s power metal, like Iron Maiden. Still had some of the screaming in there, but like I was raised on Iron Maiden. So that's always my
Nice.
go-to. That's like my number one metal band.
Very nice. I love that. That's
Yes.
awesome.
So what gave you the idea when you guys were starting? Well, first of all, explain the name Vicariant to people. People might not know what that means. That's actually a
Okay.
good starting question.
So this is all hearsay, right? So I'm
Good.
not the original singer of Vicariant. The original
Okay.
singer of Vicariant was a gentleman named Noah who quit the band in, I want to say 2017, because I joined in 2018.
Okay.
So they came up with the name Vicariant. Um, it comes from like the term to live vicariously through somebody. So the vicariant would be the person who you're trying to live through, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the whole concept behind the name. Humility is actually a song that I didn't write. That was one of Noah's songs from back in the day.
Okay, so that explained what I said about the difference in the tone between songs. That could also
Yeah.
have something to do with it because a different singer comes in and the style kind of changes depending
Oh,
who it is.
100%. 100%.
Because that was we were talking about Iron Maiden earlier. That was the same thing when they had Bruce Dickinson went away for a while, and then they had the Sign of the Cross and the what was it X or it was X Factor, and then that Virtual XI or whatever album, and it was a completely different singer. And I
Nice.
was like, these are for some reason I love Bruce Dickinson. Don't get me wrong, but for some reason those two albums were my two favorite albums. It was a completely different singer,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's kind of
It's
crazy.
there's always going to be like, style changes and stuff like that. I mean, it's funny that you and I were talking earlier about how you mostly do like, rap interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like incorporate some rap into my style of playing.
I like that.
So like no one never did anything like that when he was in the band. He was one of the founding members and all that. So they went for more of the southern metal style of
Yeah,
playing. And
that
then
explains the Cocaine Fever because I definitely heard like the Southern style with that one for sure.
yeah, 100%. And I kind of wanted when I wrote that song, everyone asked me like, how I wrote that song. I did a bunch of cocaine and I wrote it on the toilet. Like that's what
It
happened.
makes sense.
But yeah, so like we kind of had like the foundation of a song in our minds and it sounded like super kind of like that, like what you hear right now. And I love the southern metal style to it. So I literally just went to the bathroom. We were actually practicing at Noah's house that day. So I
Nice.
run to the bathroom, I come back and I'm like, guess what, dumbasses, I got a song. Let's play it.
That's amazing.
Oh,
That's pretty cool when you can just go and just write something though, because a lot of times it's a process. It takes a
oh yeah.
while, especially like with rap artists. A lot of them they could be like, "Oh, I could come up with a song in like 10, 15 minutes, whatever."
Yep.
But I usually with what you're doing, you've got the guitars, the drums, the bass, and
Hmm.
you got to make everything work together. And
Yeah.
that's a more difficult process. Just being able to have something come to you quickly is
Yeah, no,
kind of awesome.
100%. I mean, so when it comes to writing songs for me, lyrically, I can write a song in like maybe 25, 30 minutes. If I'm just sitting at the bar with my headphones in, watching like a movie or something, I can knock
Right.
something out. But when I bring it to the rest of the guys, it's I always have to change something. you know? So
Yeah.
the first thing that I write, I always fall in love with. And then I'm like, all right, I need to stop loving this the way it is because it's going to change based on how we
Yeah.
write the song together, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was. That makes sense because you could write a song for yourself, but then when you got to bring it to multiple people, it's gonna go run its ring of it because they all want to
Yeah.
get their parts of the song in, obviously,
Yeah,
their different
exactly.
instruments and stuff like that. So, how
Exactly.
did you come up with Lightbringer? Because that was a different, completely different take. Obviously, I got the immediate thing. It was obviously about the devil and like his fall
Mhm.
from heaven, but it was done from his perspective, which I
Yes.
found interesting because I'm a Christian. So,
Right,
so it
right.
came from like at first, like the first time I heard this song, I didn't pick up on it at all. I had to listen to it twice, and I was like, oh wait, this is from a different,
Yep.
like it was a completely different vibe, which you actually don't hear a lot of
Right. Yeah.
things done from a different perspective, and
Yeah.
that's what I like because I'm like I said I'm a Christian, but I'm the type of person that's open minded that likes to hear different perspectives on everything. I don't just I'm not the narrow minded like "Rah!" but like that type of
Right.
that's not me at
Right.
all.
So Lightbringer is yeah, you're 100% right. It's about Lucifer being cast out of heaven by God into hell, but it's from his perspective and everything like
Right,
that. But if you look at the if you actually listen to the lyrics a little bit deeper, it's less about that. That's more of just like, you know, religious imagery to make people
right.
pay attention to the song. The real thing that the song is about is a bad relationship.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have
So
even thought of that until you said that.
yeah, it's
So like I it is a song that you need to listen to multiple times then
oh,
for
for sure.
sure and like
Yeah.
really get the deeper meaning. That's actually kind of cool that you can use the religious imagery to portray something else is actually really cool.
I thought of that concept when we wrote our song. It's out on YouTube. It's a YouTube exclusive until we re-record it. But we have a song called The Four Horsemen, and
Nice.
we got the idea of doing a trilogy of songs. We call it the Apocalypse Trilogy. It's Lightbringer
Nice.
is part one, The Four Horsemen is part two, and Aftermath, which is currently being mixed and mastered by my friend Chris Hare, who owns North Tower Studio in Lapeer, Michigan. Big shout out to him.
Nice.
That's part three. So yeah, we wrote Horsemen, and I was like, what if what if we kind of just like made this into a trilogy type deal? And then I was like, all right, well, I don't want to, you know, just go balls to the wall on this whole religious theme. I want something underlying. And I
Right.
don't know what it says about me, but I've had problems with women my whole life. So I was like, I'll go this route. It's funny because I say that my girlfriend's sitting in the next room right now.
You're next.
Yeah, right.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, my life is like the complete opposite. I've only had two women my entire life. It was one that was like the ex, and then the next one is my wife now. So,
Fair enough. There you go.
and then we got married in 2008. So I want to say next year is our 18th anniversary.
Nice.
Is that next?
Congratulations.
I don't know if that's right. My math is terrible because yesterday I spent half the interview telling the person I was interviewing that I was turning 39 at the end of the month. I'm only fucking turning 38.
Oh,
My wife had
geez.
to. She's like, you know, you're only 38, right? I was like, wow, my math is really off.
That's so funny.
So I
Yeah, my
probably I wouldn't be surprised if she corrects me later and it's like, no, it's this many years of our anniversary. You should know this. You're getting the doghouse tonight.
shit, dude, you're trying to make yourself older. I keep thinking I'm about to turn 25, 26, buddy. I'm about to turn 27 this year.
That's amazing. I wish I could go back to being 27 sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure because I wish I could go back to being. I don't want to go back to the weight that I was when I was 22, but I'd
Right.
like to go back to that time, you know?
Yeah, I would like to go back to the weight that I was when I was 22 because that was fresh out of the military and I was actually in shape. So I didn't
Oh, there
gain
you
all
go.
the. I was in like the Army National Guard, so like fresh out of basic training in AIT, you're like in perfect shape.
Oh,
But then
hell yeah.
I got out on a general discharge, and it wasn't long before I just started eating all the bad shit again, and that just takes its toll.
Yep, yep.
Then now I've got blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety, like everything. It's like all combined, GERD, and I'm like, yeah, you know, if I'd have stuck with the forced diet they put me on when I was in the military, I'd probably be way better off now.
Right.
But
Oh,
hopefully
that's so
soon I'll be
funny.
able to get back to eating healthy and get somewhere because I don't want to have a heart attack in my 40s. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah,
So
the only way to do it is to do it, brother.
yeah, to do it. I
Yeah.
got all the exercise equipment we need. I just got to start doing it. I'm the person
Nice.
that wakes up and is like too lazy.
Oh, dude, I
Like,
felt for years I was the exact same way. I mean,
yeah,
last year I was 300 pounds.
That's
And
where I'm pushing currently. I
yeah,
think I'm like 280, 282, which I'm 6'2", 6'3", so it's like it doesn't appear that I'm that big because I'm
right.
tall. But like the shorter you get, like the it expands more. And I guess your height, it doesn't look that bad. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I gotta do something about
Yeah,
this.
right, exactly.
It's
No,
bad enough.
it's tough at first, but once you get there, like once you get into it, it feels a lot better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
100%.
where did you get your start in music? Because I imagine you've probably been doing it like most artists when it comes to like metal and stuff your whole life,
Yeah, pretty
almost your
much.
whole life.
I started singing when I was a little kid, just, doing it here and there. And, my mom and my grandma, I mean, everybody's mom and grandma tells them that they can sing,
Or
but
dance. Mine was
or dance.
dance, and I
Yeah.
could not do any of that.
Yeah, no, no, I will never ever try to dance. That don't ever let me near a dance floor after about seven of these, all right?
Choreograph your dance on the live performance. All of you.
Exactly. But no, so I actually joined a church choir when I was a kid, and that was, a thing for a few years, and then I quit doing that. I stopped doing I didn't really stop doing music because I played French horn all through middle school and high school.
Interesting. What is
Um
that instrument? Wait, let's stop for a second and talk about French horn because I'm not
yeah.
familiar with that instrument.
So it's a brass instrument. You know the instrument that looks like a cornucopia kind of that you got to stick your hand
Yeah.
in while you play. Yeah, that's a French horn.
Okay.
So I started playing that when I was in 6th grade. And then once I got into high school, I joined marching band and I played the French horn in day band. I played the mellophone in marching band, which it sounds like a French horn but looks like a big trumpet.
Right.
So I did that. And then in my sophomore year of high school, I formed my first band called Chasing Shadows. And it was me and just a couple kids in marching band. Couple of them fell off. Me and my guitarist almost, got into it, obviously over a girl. So he ended up
Never
quitting.
fails.
Yeah, exactly. So he ended up quitting. There was some beef between my drummer and my remaining guitarist. So my drummer ended up quitting and the band fell off for about 6 months. I joined another band that was mostly doing covers called Zort, which stood for Zombie Outbreak Response Team.
Nice. I love
It
anything
was,
zombies. That's a
yeah,
cool
right.
title.
And then after that, oh, I forgot a part. So we changed our name after Nick quit, and we changed it from Chasing Shadows to Oath of Betrayal. And
Okay, that also sounds sick.
yeah,
Not gonna
Oath of
lie.
Betrayal was nice. I that was a fun band. I was in after Oath of Betrayal took a hiatus, I joined Zort, and then I moved the drummer of that band and the guitar player of that band over to Oath of Betrayal. And I
Nice.
brought in my buddies Justin and Ben, who were in my section in marching band. They also played mellophone and
Nice.
they played rhythm guitar and bass. We practiced for about 2 months, and then we had our first show with a band called The War Within in 2000. I want to say it was August of 2016. No, that's
Okay.
not true. No, it was my senior year. So yeah, it was August of 2016 was our first show at the Crowfoot. And then the drummer that I had ended up quitting. We brought in the drummer of A War Within, and we played for about a year. Played 2 shows at the machine shop. My drummer ended up quitting again. My guitarist ended up quitting. The whole band fell apart. And then I went a year without doing music. And then, I kept writing songs and stuff like that, hoping that
Right.
I could reform Oath of Betrayal. But eventually, I met the Vicariant boys at a bowling alley that I was
Oh,
working at the
nice.
time. Yeah.
That's kind of
So
dope.
every year the local radio station Banana 101.5 they put on the Bad Bowlers League. So every Wednesday you come
Interesting.
in, you throw balls, you get drunk, you go home, right? So the year after I got fired, me and my buddy Brett, our friend Alex, and my friend Chris joined the league and did a team. And we met the Vicariant boys, and it was right after Noah quit, and they were like, "Yeah, we're auditioning singers. Do you want to, we I played one show with them. We played with Mushroom Head in
Nice.
2016, late 2016, early 2017. My band and Vicariant played together with Mushroom Head, and then yeah, tried out for the band, made it in. We played a solid 2 years of shows. We hit it off immediately, and then fucking COVID. Like,
Yep.
yep.
I
Like
don't even want to get
honestly,
into what that shit did to me because it almost killed
no.
me.
Hmm.
Like I
Oh, me
literally
too.
would ended up in the ER and I didn't get it until a year later. I got it in 2021. So like
Oh,
2020
jeez.
I lucked out in 2020. I was fine.
Right.
But this is like
Right.
November of 2021. I was out of work for I want to say 2 months
Oh, God.
because I caught
Wow.
it and I didn't get back till like almost Christmas.
Yeah.
But whenever I got it, for whatever reason, that one night I told my wife, I was like, something is seriously wrong. Like something that I need to go to the hospital. And when I was
Yeah.
there, I remember I was in the wheelchair. They're about to wheel me back. I was like, I feel like I'm going to black out. And that's exactly what happened. I just blacked out. And then I just remember coming to and be like, am I dying? Like, because I was scared to death. I didn't know what was happening. I
Yeah.
literally had never blacked out before. Maybe once in my entire life I'd passed out. And that's a
Yeah.
scary feeling. Like, like with that situation, it was like, I know I'm about to black out. And then I remember
Yeah.
waking up saying, am I dying? And then I blacked out again. So it's
Jeez.
like they were responding saying, we're going to do everything to make sure that doesn't happen. And then from there, for whatever reason, after I woke up again, I was fine.
Yep.
But I think it was like, I think I was dehydrated. I wasn't, whatever what hit me with COVID, I wasn't eating. Like I
Hmm.
just did not have an appetite. I think the only thing I was eating that I was able to actually eat for one weird ass reason was waffles. Like Eggo waffles were like the only fucking thing I could stomach at the time. Not the healthiest thing to be eating. But
No, but I
like,
mean, it makes
but
sense. It fills up your stomach, you know?
yeah, it was like it was just the only thing I could eat that. That was it. And I definitely wasn't drinking enough water because I remember they
Yeah.
told me they were like hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So I made it a commitment to drink. But it was like when that shit, when you're sick like that, it's hard to drink anything.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, and when your nose is stopped up and stuff, it's like hard to get it down. And yeah, it was just miserable.
Yeah. No,
And
that shit
then
was
I
terrible.
caught it again, I think, in like 2023 or something, but it
Okay.
lasted like a day or two and was gone. So like
Yeah.
I got the worst of it, and then after that, I've been good. And that time, the second time I got it was had to have been from somebody from my work, like just passing it along. Because I
Right.
got it, then somebody else got it, then somebody else got it, and it was just like went through the whole plant.
Yep. Man, it was the same way with me. The first time like I actually got it, it was I got it at work in 2021.
Yeah,
Um yeah, it made its way through my job, and like I remember I was just sitting on my forklift one day, and then all of a sudden I couldn't smell, couldn't taste, I
right.
couldn't breathe. I walk up to my foreman and I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm going home." And he was like, "All right."
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Like it was just out of nowhere. Like I was fine the day before,
Hmm.
and then the one night at work, I was like, I feel really freaking sick. Like something's wrong. I feel sick. And the next day, I was
Yeah.
like, I can't come in. He was like, you need to go get tested. And sure enough, they did like the little swab of the nose, made me cry because that shit fucks you up with your
Dude,
nose.
I swear to God, I will never get another swab again. I don't care what they're testing for.
It
Okay,
is
it's not going to happen.
miserable.
Yeah, dude, bro, why can I feel it under my eye? That doesn't
It's
make
crazy.
sense.
And it's like you're like, I'm not crying because I'm emotional. I'm crying because of whatever you put in there. It just
Yeah,
makes it
right.
come out of me.
Oh
I'm
God.
like, geez, why don't you just get a bottle and bottle up my tear fluid? You can test me that way. You got
Seriously.
enough of it.
Oh God, now I'm getting flashbacks of that shit.
I
I
know.
don't like that.
Let's move on from this.
Oh, but
Um,
yeah, so like during lockdown and everything, that was kind of where like my anxiety kicked in, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna do music again. And then everything started to open back up, and I was like, okay. But the problem was is that I gained 100 pounds while I was sitting at the house every day.
that
You
was a
know?
general lockup thing for a
Yeah.
lot of people. Now, we were considered a necessity. So, like, around here, it didn't change much. Like, not a lot changed other
Right.
than wearing a mask out and that kind of shit. But so I was still able to go to work and stuff. I know a lot of people were out of work during that shit, too.
Oh, I was out. Yeah, like I did residential construction. So
Oh,
my
yeah.
boss, yeah, like we were sitting at the job site one day, we got the notification on our phone and we were just, oh shit, guess we're going home. All right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were considered a necessity because a lot of the stuff we make went into like the stuff that we make. I just work in the print room, so I don't actually make the stuff, but some of the stuff I do goes into like drug testing kits and stuff like that. And then I guess a lot of it
Gotcha.
was going into like COVID essential stuff that they needed. So our business was considered a necessity during the time,
Makes sense.
which was a benefit, but also there were times where I was like, man, I wish I could stay home today.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
During
Uh,
that.
No, during that whole thing, that was crazy. But after everything opened back up, it ended up being fine. I mean, the only problem was is that I was fat, so I
Yeah,
had to fix that. But yeah, eventually through trial and error of trying to do stuff, because we have a lot of, really cool friends from, playing at the machine shop all the time,
right.
knowing the people that we know. We have a lot of cool friends, but we're just not in the public eye enough. So that's kind of when me and my drummer Mikey, we were just like, I was talking to him because we had this idea back in I think it was 2019, where it was gonna be me, the Vicariant boys, and my buddy Schizo, who's he's a rapper out of Flint, and we were going to
Nice.
get together and have a YouTube channel called what the hell was it? Oh, Bad Whiskey and Worse Movies, where we just
Nice.
like we pass around like a fifth of like $2 whiskey and watch a horrible movie and give our opinions. Well, that ended up falling through, so eventually I end up going over to Mike's house one day and we do a couple reaction videos, upload them. They don't really do that much in terms of the numbers. And then we brought all the gear over to Kaz's place, my guitarist. We filmed an episode in his garage with my former guitarist Jake, me, and Kaz, and we did a reaction to Houdini by Eminem when that first came out, and that just blew the fuck up in like a
That
day or
seems to
two.
blow up for a lot of the reactors I
Yeah,
watched. The second they react to Eminem, it's like it just like
yeah.
skyrockets for some
Oh, it was
reason.
insane, like because like I mean there's a difference between going like I don't even know if that's considered viral, but I guess it could be. So like going viral on YouTube versus going viral on TikTok is two very
Oh
different
yeah,
things.
two very different things for sure.
Like I've in total I probably have about 10 to 15 million views on TikTok,
Right.
but like it's so easy to go viral on there. All you have to do is be a fucking moron and everyone's going to share your stuff around,
Yeah, like I get
So
lucky on TikTok often just from like clips from like one short 30-second clip from like a
yeah.
gaming thing and it'll get like 1,000 views or whatever and I'm like
Yeah,
good
it's
with that
nuts.
because but YouTube is a very different game when it comes to
Yeah.
anything, especially when it comes to like longer form content
Hmm.
and like especially the gaming content. Like my shit's like 3 4 views, like
Yep.
maybe 20 views, but it doesn't help that like when I went through a bunch of personal shit earlier this year, like moving, grandfather going to a nursing home, that kind of stuff, I had to step away, and YouTube
Yeah.
hates it when you do that. They don't like
Oh
days
yeah.
off at all.
No, they do
So it's like when you
not.
come back, it's like, oh, you might as well be starting a new channel. That's how we're going to treat it.
Yeah,
Nobody,
seriously.
yeah, you
No,
could
it's
have like 300 something subscribers, but nobody's going to see any of the notifications because
yeah.
YouTube is just like that. And yeah, I was like, YouTube, we need the second we get some kind of alternative to YouTube, I'm going there. Like, that's
I
what we
think
need.
what is it? There's actually a pretty good one that I use every once in a while when I want to watch like stuff that YouTube won't allow. It's Rumble is a good
I was
one.
just about to say somebody told me to go over to Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That
thought that
one's
was
good.
live streaming, which is why I didn't look at it yet. I wasn't sure if you could upload videos there or not.
Oh no, you can.
But
Yeah.
okay, nice. I might
A
look
lot
into
of
that
the
then.
a lot of the like the predator catch guys that do their thing, they
Right.
upload all their stuff to Rumble because Rumble won't take it down.
Yeah, and YouTube definitely will.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Although I've seen stuff get through on YouTube, and I'm like, this got through.
Yeah, right,
You
exactly.
didn't take the risk out.
Exactly. Man, it's so stupid. But yeah, you like the first time we went viral on YouTube, it was kind of crazy because me and Kaz, my guitarist, I was sitting over at his house and we were practicing for our acoustic set. We had like a 2 3 hour set we had to play for a baby shower. So I pull out my phone to pull up the lyrics for one of the songs we were practicing
Right.
and I get a notification from YouTube and I click on it and I'm like, oh, it's the Houdini video. Maybe we got, our copyright claim released or whatever. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, when did we upload that video? He's like, 2 days ago, yesterday. I was like, why? And he said, why? And I was like, dude, we're at like 70,000 views right now. He's like, fucking what?
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah. And then it just blew up after that. And I think it's just below, I think that one is at just below 300,000 views right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Like to
it's
hear it.
super crazy. But so we started gaining subs after that and everything like that. But
Yeah,
now we just hit 17,000 subs the other day, which was insane,
awesome.
you know. And it's also super cool because, because of the fact that we're monetized and everything like that, thank you YouTube because now we don't have to do band dues to record music. We can just
Oh
use
yeah,
whatever we make from YouTube.
yeah. I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Like so whatever you make from that goes towards what you're doing, so you don't have to
Oh,
Yeah,
it
that's a
makes
cool
life
thing.
so much easier, because like before, we tried to do band dues a few times. We always end up forgetting, but before it
Yeah,
was like, um $20 every other practice or something like that. We're throwing in a pot, so it's like $100 every 2 weeks. And
right.
that was building, but it wasn't building nearly what we needed.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, and it's hard to sell merch when you don't have merch to sell, but you can't buy merch if you don't have money. So you
Yeah, I can
got,
relate.
it's
Merch is
insane.
crazy.
Yeah,
Merch is expensive too.
it's ridiculous. I don't remember it being that expensive a few
Like I
years
lucked
ago.
out with these. My wife got these made, I think, from Shein.
Okay.
So they were relatively cheap. And then she got this made from Shein, which is one of a kind. There's no more of them because this was like
Oh,
$20 by itself. And I was like, if people want these, they're gonna have to tell me in advance. I'm gonna have to find another route to get stuff like that made.
yeah, exactly.
I was like,
That's
I love it,
insane.
but right now it's one of a kind. It's just for me.
I kind of want one of those for my mom's dog.
Yeah, you get on Shein, get one made with Vicariant on the hoodie instead.
Oh,
It's
that
perfect
would be
because that's what
funny.
it is. It's just the bear, but the hoodie is the Masters of the Underground, the original
Nice.
logo on it. So it's
Very
like you
nice.
could definitely get the same thing done if you could find it on Shein and get Vicariant on it. I guarantee I'd buy
Oh yeah.
it. I'll
Oh
tell you right
yeah.
now, I'd buy it
Man,
because
if
I
we
want
make
as many of
those,
these things with different people's logos as I can get. I'm all over it.
if we make those, I had better see about 50 chihuahuas walking around with a fucking Vicariant symbol on it. Okay.
That'd be awesome. That's even better than the teddy bear. Like get them little puppy like hoodies and stuff,
Oh
and just
hell
wear
yeah.
them on.
Oh
A
yeah,
little or little dog socks that
oh,
have
that would be
Vicariant on it.
funny.
That'd be great.
It's always funny, like, because I live, right outside of Flint. So, like, we sell most of our merch at the machine shop. It's always kind of like a shock when I see people walking around with Vicariant shirts on.
Oh
So,
yeah,
I'm
I believe it.
to see a friggin' dog with that on, I'd be like, okay, that's even cooler than you wearing the shirt. All right.
Yeah, imagine you're just walking one day and then you just see somebody walking their dog and it's a Vicariant of all the
Yeah,
of all
right.
the things. It's like you're definitely not expecting that.
No, I'm not expecting that because first of all, how did your dog find my music? Why does he like it so much?
Yeah.
But
The dog's got a little set of headphones on and he's just like bobbing his head.
he's just jamming Lightbringer down the road. Oh, oh, peak. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would work great for like a dog that has like longer, like maybe it hasn't been to like the barber in a while. So when it's doing it, its hair is like flying everywhere. That's a meme right there.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
Somebody out there is gonna make one.
Oh, absolutely. Shoot, chat, somebody make it happen. I want to see it. But
Yeah. Sorry about the weird cut there if you're watching on YouTube or listening, and we ran out of time.
There
So
we go.
we had to start a new Zoom meeting. It happened. A lot of times I can manage to keep it to the 40 minutes, but sometimes I'm like the way this conversation is going, we got more to talk about. We're not stopping it here.
Correct.
Fuck your 40-minute time limit, Zoom. And fuck your like subscribing for $20 a month or whatever it is to get more time. I'm not doing it.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah, that's what it does. It does. It's like if you get their monthly subscription, I think it's 20, it might even be $25 a month. And then
Oh,
you get like up to 30, you can record up to 30 hours at one time.
oh,
So it's like,
damn.
and you can have 100 people on a Zoom meeting at once, which is like
Who
entirely
needs
insane.
that?
Yeah, who would need 100? Maybe that's like a legitimate, like big ass business meeting or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
100 people.
that's like if the government needed to, like, everybody was in a different country and they're like, all right, we got to figure this out. But other than that, I don't see the
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, or like somebody's about to film for like a big movie or something and they're trying to get all the cast together maybe.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, yeah, that could make sense too.
or maybe well, during COVID, you probably could have used 100 people for a meeting too.
Man,
Like but even then like school sessions, I can't picture there being 100 people in a damn classroom
no,
for a Zoom meeting.
college for sure, but
100 is it? I can't like how we do it now. Like when you talk, it's your big thing on the screen. Then when I talk, it's my big thing on the screen. But how the hell would that work with 100 people?
oh, I'd lose
I'm
it.
like trying to picture it, and I'm like, I guess it would be like a little geometric fraction of a camera on there.
Yeah, right.
Can't tell who's who. You can't read anybody's name or anything.
At that point, I'm just turning my camera off and going back to bed. That's what
Yeah, you're just like
not dealing
middle
with that.
middle left auxiliary guy. What do you
Yeah,
have to say to
right.
me? I took that from a music video
The
from a
Joker. Yeah.
yeah from the that's
Yep.
exactly where I got that from. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I love him. He is so good. God
Yeah,
damn.
he's so good.
I love how he just like took shots at Funk Volume and Tech Nine and everybody.
Right.
And
And I
then
love them too. So it's like, but it's like
right.
he was the only one who had the balls to do what he did.
I mean, based on what Hobson said, Funk Volume kind of fucking sucks, but
Yeah. Yeah. And him and Joker were like really close friends before
yep.
he went to Fuck Volume. And then it kind of all just fell apart. And then I think they eventually squashed it. I think they both
I think that's I
handled this
don't
shit. Because he did that Dead Horse song,
yeah.
which is kind of about putting it all to rest or whatever and feeling bad about what he did and shit.
Yep.
So it's like, I think that kind of happens just with growing in general. Like you realize I had to get the shit off my chest, but I could have did it in a different way.
Yep.
And it was like dissing Tech Nine probably wasn't the best career choice for me at the time.
Correct.
Yeah, because I remember his whole song was like, I've lost my chance to ever get a song with Tech now, and he's
Yeah.
probably like kicking himself over that. But
I haven't really heard him come out with anything. I know that he was like, he had like the whole he had that one song where I couldn't tell if he was trying to get on ICP's good side or if he was just making fun of juggalos, but like
right, yeah,
he
well, he
had
did diss Juggalos a lot back in the day, but
yeah.
he is a old school Juggalo. So
Hmm.
I think it was basically just the Juggalo rappers that he was going at, like a lot of them that were sounding the same or like rapping about the same shit and all that. And there's Juggalo rappers out there that are really fucking good that don't do that.
Yeah.
And like I'll be having some of them on soon, hopefully.
Oh
So
hell
it's like
yeah.
there is an existence of like the Juggalo rappers that really do this shit, and then the ones that are like just in their mom's basement, like just fucking
Yeah,
like they
exactly.
hear ICP and are like, oh, I could do that, and then every song is like, I killed your mom last week or whatever, and
Yeah, for real. Like that's literally
that's literally what that middle left auxiliary joke was.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was the Juggalo rapper in that, but yeah, he did come out with an album. I want to say a couple of years ago, and it was
Okay.
like his Juggalo album.
Nice.
It was called. It had like coming home on there and all this kind of stuff. And he was filming the music video for that, and the cops like kicked him out of the city
Oh
that he was
jeez.
recording in, like during the music video. So if you find his YouTube channel, it has the music video for
That's
that. Yeah,
funny.
they literally pulled him over and were like, "You can't do that because of the Juggalo shit or whatever," and like literally kicked him out of the city just
I
for
didn't know they
filming a
could do
music
that.
video. I didn't either. That shit was crazy. Like it happens in the music video, and he
That's
puts like a little
nuts.
text explaining what happened.
Get out of my city from a cop feels illegal. I'm not gonna lie.
It really does, but that's when they were doing that whole like juggalos are a gang shit. So it's like
Yeah.
any kind of that's the crazy thing for juggalos too. It's like you just have like a Hatchet Man tattoo and you get pulled off for like a minor traffic violation or some shit, and now it's like, oh, you're a gang member. They can charge you for more shit now.
Yep.
It's
Turns out,
ridiculous.
no, it's
It's like
stupid.
what other group of fans in history has ever had that kind of like where they're named a gang? Like I've never
Um,
heard of fans of any artist that's happened to other than
no,
ICP. Like when they
yeah,
call themselves
that's
the most hated band in the world, that's a real thing.
yeah, no, 100%. That's wild.
Yeah, the worst thing for me with them was when they started beefing with Twisted because I like both labels, I like both artists on both
Oh,
sides, and I was like, I wish that never would have happened because I
it,
kind of missed the. And then it was like
yeah,
I think kind of they've kind of started to move on from it, but a lot of the fans just still are like fuck Twisted or fuck ICP. And it's like one or the other.
right.
It's like it doesn't have to be that. Like let it go. It
No,
doesn't
it
even
doesn't.
involve you.
Like, especially considering the fact that, I'm one of those there's a reaction channel that I watch a lot called In the Clutch Entertainment.
Right.
And
I think
one
I've
of
heard of
their
that.
they're so good. They are really good at what they do. But I was watching one of their videos one day and they said they were reacting to some beef. I don't remember which one it was, but they were just like, man, we love both of these artists, but at the end of the day, we love rap. And I was like, yeah,
Yep.
exactly. You
That's how
don't
I
have to
am.
pick one or the other, asshole. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's exactly how I am with Twisted. They've like they'll have a rap album come out, and then they'll have an album come out like their most recent one that's like more of a straight up like metal
Yeah,
singing, and like I love that shit. Like I love when an artist does multiple different things. Like I like when you cross over into different branches and do different styles. Like that's the kind
yeah.
of thing I'm into. Plus, like I said, I
Those
grew up on metal, so it's like
right.
like rap and metal going together to me is like the perfect combination.
Those two are some of the most talented people I have ever seen.
It's
And
insane. Yeah.
the fact that they're like not playing more shit and bigger venues and stuff like that makes me inconsolably angry because
Yeah,
again,
really, yeah.
those two I have listened to their entire discography, multiple times. I'm a huge ICP fan. I fell in love with Twisted when I heard Past the Axe for the first time.
Right. Dark
So,
Lotus. Shout
yes.
out Dark Lotus.
Yeah, oh God, another amazing
Which
one, but
unfortunately will never be never be together again since the
yeah,
because of the beef. But
that
yeah,
sucks
that's
so bad.
unfortunate.
But yeah, fucking like I fell in love with Twisted and just they're not like your conventional horrorcore. Like they can speed
Right.
rap, they can rhyme like nobody's business. They write songs about everything you can think of. They still do the horrorcore stuff, but
Right.
they're also writing songs about mental health and shit going on in their lives. And then they have their party songs, and like
Yep.
they're
That's what I
just
like about them
so
too.
good.
Because a lot of times, if it's something that's just strictly horrorcore, I won't listen to it because there's only
Yeah.
so much I can listen to. So I like the variety of the different things, and a lot of the stuff that I listen to, like even with Tech Nine or some other artists, when it comes to like the personal mental health stuff, I have struggles with mental health, so that's always
Mhm.
going to hit home with me
Yeah,
as
exactly.
someone who suffers from like anxiety, depression, and things like that. So anytime an artist like goes in that direction, those songs are always going to vibe with me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, here's a
God,
random question. Do you have anything that vibes with you specifically? Like if you're going through a mental health, do you have anything? It can even not necessarily be music wise, but it could be like a TV show or something like that. Because I found over the years for me, sometimes like when I'm hitting like deep depression, certain TV shows will just hit different for me during that time.
yeah. So actually, yeah, there's so one of my all-time favorite shows, and I know that I'm gonna get made fun of for this. I don't care. I'll die on this hill.
Nice.
Supernatural is one of my favorite shows, right?
I've actually always wanted to check that out and never just got around to it. But one of my
So good.
coworkers like, "You haven't watched this yet?" It's been like years now. I'm like, "Nope, I sure haven't."
Man, it's such a dumb show, but it's one of those shows where it's like, even though like the subject matter that they're talking about, killing monsters, all your friends dying and stuff like that, for some reason
Right.
I'm like, I feel safe, I feel comfortable, which is a
Yeah.
wild thing to think. I think
Right.
it's part of it has to be because I really like Jensen Ackles. Like he is an amazing actor, and Dean Winchester's like one of my favorite characters that he's played. I mean, he was in My Bloody Valentine, and then he
Okay. The
also played.
original? No, not the, it would be the remake.
It was the
So
remake,
the
yeah.
original was what, like the 70s?
I think
My
so,
Bloody
yeah.
Valentine? Yeah.
I think Jensen was born in the 80s, so that
Yeah, I was
definitely
gonna say
wasn't
that
him.
doesn't that doesn't translate.
But he also played Soldier Boy in The Boys, which was insane. But
Nice.
I
I think I got three I think I got to the third season of that show, The Boys. And then for
that's where
some
he shows
reason,
up is the third season.
yeah, and for some reason the first episode of the third season it was like, whoa, what just happened?
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna go into detail, but it caught me off guard. We'll just put it lightly with that first episode.
Yeah,
I
that's a
wasn't
show
expecting.
that you got to be like on your guard the whole time. You're going to see
Yeah.
some wild shit.
Yeah, I was like invested, and then that like the shrunken dude thing happened, and I
Yep.
was just like, yeah, this threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that shit at all.
Yeah, we probably can't talk about. We don't want it to get demonetized, but
Yeah, I mean, my shit is not monetized anyway, so it
oh,
probably
that's
wouldn't
fair.
matter. But
That's fair. But no,
but
that's
the only thing that keeps me safe from that is not cussing within the first minute. After that, I don't care anymore
correct. Yeah,
because it
that's
did hit me with that. It age restricted one of my like a couple of my interviews
oh,
right when we started back up, and it was because I said like fuck or whatever within the first minute. And
yeah.
ever since I haven't done that, I've been fine. I haven't got hit with anything.
Yeah, thanks YouTube.
I know because the age restriction is the worst because if YouTube age restricts your stuff, it's like it isn't just demonetizing, which, like I said, I'm small enough. I'm not worried about monetization right now,
Right.
but it makes it to where not only do you have to have an authentic account with, you have to like have where they can verify your ID that you're 18 or over in order to
Yeah.
watch it. So it's like makes it even harder. It like makes it like someone can be 18 or over, but not have their ID verified for YouTube, and they can't listen or watch the shit.
I mean,
Which is
also how
why I
many
always
people
have,
have an account? Like
yeah, which is why I always have the video one go to YouTube, but then I have the audio for Spotify, and I'm like, well, if you're having trouble getting through this, go listen to the fucking Spotify
right,
one
exactly.
because Spotify doesn't do that shit. It's crazy.
But yeah, Supernatural is basically like my comfort show. Like I get seasonal depression, so like all the time during the winter, like it'll hit.
Yep.
So it's like Supernatural and Game of Thrones are like two of my TV shows that really like they're like my comfort shows. And then for music, I still just gotta go with my favorite band of all time. That's part of the reason why they're my favorite band, but it's
Nice.
Shinedown.
Nice. I was gonna,
Yeah.
you know what? That was gonna be a question too. Like, who was your biggest inspiration? So I imagine it would be your favorite band.
Well, that's not necessarily true. So my
Oh, really?
favorite band is Shinedown, but I like for I don't really take inspiration in terms of my writing style from anybody, I feel like.
Right.
But when it comes to the way that I write and sing my songs, I think that I would for like the heavier stuff specifically, I listen to excuse me.
You're
Oh,
good. I
too
got
much
gnats
beer.
flying around on my camera, so when you see me going like this, I'm not waving you off. It's literally a fucking gnat trying to
Yeah,
fly
that's
up my
fair.
nose.
But for the heavier stuff, it's I grew up listening to a lot of, like rock and metal, so it's probably like more Whitechapel and Asking Alexandria that kind of like make I take inspiration from their stuff for like the heavier stuff.
Right.
And then for my clean singing style, it's like a mixture between Brent Smith from Shinedown and Corey Taylor.
Okay. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
said, like the Lightbringer had a very like power 80s power metal kind of vibe to it. Your voice was perfect for that.
I
Like
appreciate
you
that.
definitely carried it well. I was like, oh, this is my style right here. This is what I grew up on. Like I said, it did have a little bit of screaming in it, but yeah, like the harmony and stuff like that. Like I pick
Yeah.
up on that stuff immediately. That's the kind of stuff I like.
And I'm so excited for Aftermath to come out just because it's gonna be another heavier song, so like along the
Right.
same lines as like Humility, but um I'm excited for it to come out because for the first time since I started recording music, Chris, the guy who records it, he brought in one of his friends who is a classically trained opera singer
Oh,
to
nice.
write harmonies for that song. So like I'm actually harmonizing with myself on that song, and
That's
the
cool.
just the raw shit that I heard in the studio sounded amazing.
You got
And
me
I
excited.
cannot wait. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited to hear that.
If there's one thing I'm good at, it's promotion. Like
Yeah. Hey, that's what we're here for, right?
Mhm.
So that's what when I started Master the Underground back up because we were really taking off in 2016, 2017. And then I just went away for 8 years. Like the show shut down. Like I
Right.
basically had too many co-hosts at the time, and nobody was showing up. It was just me, and then like I just kind of like went into a mental thing where I was like, I'm just shutting everything down. I'm just stepping away. So I just stepped away from everything.
Yeah.
And that was when I started doing like YouTube gaming and that kind of shit. So I was still kind of like creating content, but music scene wise, I was just out of it completely.
Yeah.
And then this year just felt like the year to bring it back. I think what happened, what triggered it for me was I saw like that freshman cipher from Double XL, and I saw like to
Okay.
me how terrible that was, and
Mhm.
I knew how many like artists there were out here that were not like that, that were like committed to what they were doing. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's time to start shifting focus back to like real people that are really doing this.
Was that the
Mainstream is just
one
falling apart for me.
was that the one that Little Dicky was on where he came in and saved it, or was that a different one?
No, it's a brand new one. I think it came out
Oh,
a couple months
okay.
ago. I'd
Oh,
never heard of
gross.
anybody that was on the entire thing, but it was
That
all like I could none of it made sense. The one guy came on, nothing even rhymed, which made even less sense to me. And I was like, if this is what you like, this is what you like. But I'm old school. Like I said, I'm gonna be 38. Like I go back to like the days of like NWA and like
yeah.
like so when I hear this, I'm like, oh geez. And if it hadn't been for the reactor I was watching, which is he goes by Flawed TV or
Oh, I like
Flawdzilla is
okay.
his music. I love Flawed.
Yeah.
That's the homie right there. Yeah, if it wasn't for him reacting to it, I would have already stopped listening to it 10 seconds in.
Oh, for sure.
But I was like, I was watching for his reaction, so I was able to suffer through the rest of it just for his
Yeah.
content.
I don't even listen to ciphers anymore because it all sucks. Like
Yeah,
it's all
just
these modern rappers who are coming out here doing their fucking bullshit. I'm like, knock it off, dude. You sound terrible. I can't understand you. That's why like
right.
the if I want to listen to a cipher, I'll go back and I think they're what is it? YouTube ciphers 1, 2, and 3 by Crypt. Those
I
are
was
like,
just about to say
yeah.
Crypt is the one that has the best ciphers in my opinion.
Man,
All
I
of his ciphers are
fucking
insane.
love that dude. He is amazing. He's
Yeah,
an
they're super
amazing
good.
reactor. He's an amazing person, and he's an amazing musician. Like he's got the trifecta going. He is
Yeah, it really
great,
is.
dude.
And he does a lot of the mental health style songs too that I vibe with.
Yeah, dude. I'm
That are
not
like
okay
really
off
good.
of that one album, off of his second album. I think second album. The
Yeah,
song "I'm
I believe
Not
so.
Okay" is like one of the best songs he's ever written.
Yeah, his music is so good. This must be
Yeah.
an interview about you. Why are we talking about?
Well, it's shit that I'm interested in. It's
I
still
know
about
it's
me.
cool.
Come on
Well,
now.
it's a casual conversation. I don't call it an interview, but sometimes my like after I do something, my wife would be like, "You spend too much time either talking about yourself or like not actually interviewing the person." I was like, "I just go where the conversation goes. That's just what happens."
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I do want to. We'll cut off here soon, but I did see that you recently started up a Twitch channel and you're going to be starting to Twitch streaming. So I wanted to get into
Yeah.
that since that's also my wheelhouse because I do the Twitch streaming and the YouTube stuff as well. So
Yeah, for sure. So, I decided to, boot up the Twitch and everything, and bought my mom's old computer. I obviously got this set up right now.
right,
Um, so I decided to do that just because I watch streams all the time because they're fun, and I enjoy live streaming with my guys. I mean, we live streamed two album reactions, and then we did a thank you for 10,000 subscribers live stream on
nice,
YouTube. And so like I see all these guys that go on Twitch and they're just talking about whatever, and I'm like, well, I'm into music, so why don't I just like have Loudwire booted up and go through and read the go through the news, give my opinion on it, get drunk and be an
right.
asshole. Like that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what's gonna hit with
Yeah,
people for
exactly.
sure.
Exactly. So I figure, give that a shot for a little while, see if I can make anything happen from that. Because at the end of the day, I want everything that I do to tie back to my band.
Right,
Um, I've constantly been trying to do different things, and the YouTube channel is the one thing that's actually worked, right? So
nice,
like we have people in our comments or that are DMing me on Instagram being like, release more music, do this, do that. And I'm just like,
right.
all right, chill out, chill out. But
Yeah, it's like it's
you know,
coming. It just takes time.
yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight.
But I want to do more of that kind of stuff because I want more people to see it and go back to, looking at the band because I mean,
Right,
we have some really cool shit coming up. Next weekend we're playing a show at a buffalo farm in Flint, and
nice,
then the weekend after that we're playing in Gladwin. The weekend after that we're playing at the Machine Shop. So I
nice,
want to keep doing more stuff online so that eventually we can get our streams up there so that we can start playing out of state. That's the goal at the end of the
right.
day. I want to be able to, play or I want to be able to, release a video, do some promo, and then, get in my car, drive to Ohio, Wisconsin, wherever,
Right.
play a show and, see a bunch of people out there that are specifically there to see us.
Yeah, I think that should be the end goal for any band. Like, not just
Yeah,
stay locally, but kind of spread out and go national, and then eventually, hopefully, international. Like, hopefully,
exactly.
you'll draw interest from people because I always like. I've been interviewing, like I said, the people from Big Condo over in the UK. They're basically in Liverpool, and that seems to be a huge music place over there.
Okay.
So like that would be a place if you guys go international, look into that because this is specific from the artist. They're saying if you want to come anywhere music wise, Liverpool's the place to go. So
I will
there's a
keep that in
place.
mind.
Yeah, and you're a metal band too, and you like metal bands do well over there.
Yeah,
like
for
I said,
some
Iron Maiden's
reason,
from the
right?
UK, so like that's where I half the time I feel like that's where metal originated. It's
Yeah,
from the
right,
UK.
right. Kinda.
Yeah, because it's like everybody I've heard, like Ozzy, Iron Maiden, it's like half the bands I listened to back then were all from the
Right.
UK.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm just trying to step up my shit so I can do stuff like that. I mean, being in the position that I'm in right now is kind of cool because I have people that I talk to that, go on tour and they do all this cool stuff. And, I'm friends with some relatively influential people, so I get their opinions and shit like that. But it also kind of sucks because whenever they go on tour, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta work tomorrow. Like, damn.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that with the streaming thing too. When you're talking about this streaming, because
Yeah,
I had to like basically I couldn't stream for like almost 2 or 3 weeks because of working all the overtime. I was working 10-hour days.
right.
This past week was the first week I didn't work a 10-hour day because of the holiday on Monday. So it
Yep.
was like if I would have worked 10-hour days the rest of the week, it would have been straight pay. And I'm not working 10-hour days without that overtime pay. It's
Yeah,
not happening.
exactly.
So like
Exactly.
I think starting tomorrow I'm back on 10-hour days again, but it was nice to have 1 week of no 10-hour days.
Oh,
Because we
for
were talking
sure.
about the depression stuff, and for some reason during that overtime area, it was hitting me.
Yeah.
And I think it was a mixture of not sleeping and all that kind of stuff. And that
Well,
was why I mentioned that question about shows or whatever. Because for some reason during my depression area, like it was like the show Ray Donovan was hitting with me for some reason
okay.
with Liv Schreiber. And then the first time I got to really bad depression, it was Arrow. Arrow did it for me on
That's
Netflix.
a
And I
that's some
binged
good
the
show right
entire
there.
show. And that show has a lot of depressing things and dark things happen in it. So that show hit for me. and then like Daredevil hit for me. And
Yep.
basically anything that has dark themes and it's like perfect for those modes for some reason is
Right.
movies in it.
Exactly. Oh, I
And
love
then
it.
we'll hit you with one last question here,
All right.
and then we'll go ahead and call to an end it because I noticed that you're a gamer. Also, you game on Xbox.
Yep.
So where I'm gonna see for you personally, what would be maybe in your opinion, what's like your go-to game or what game got you into gaming in general?
Um, I'm not like a super huge gamer. I enjoy playing video games like when I get
Right.
out of work and stuff like that, but I'm not like, super big into it. Um, Back when I was a little kid for my birthday, my dad got me a GameCube and I started
Nice.
playing like all the Scooby-Doo games and stuff like that. It's funny because I still have my GameCube and I still play all those games sometimes
That's
just for like,
awesome.
oh, it's so much
Nostalgia.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so much fun. But like really the games that got me into like sitting down for a couple hours at a time and playing video games was like I posted a picture yesterday on Facebook. I was playing Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, I saw that.
Uh Arkham
Great game.
Asylum is the one that really got me into that type of shit.
Yeah, those games are so good. And I know
Yeah.
they kind of split off and later did I think they did that Suicide Kill the Justice League, which I liked. A lot of
Hmm.
people hated on it. I loved it. I played the hell out of it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Arkham was like just a series that was just stood the test of time. Like you could
Oh,
play
it's
go back and
yeah.
play it now and it still holds up. And
Oh,
that
absolutely.
combat system translates into so many other games now. Like when you play another game, you're like, oh, you could tell this came from like Arkham. Like
Yeah.
the newer Spider-Man games, very similar style of combat, and those games by Insomniac are phenomenal.
Nice.
But it was like Arkham started it, in my opinion. Arkham definitely
So
started it.
here's a deep cut for you. One of my favorite games of all time. I'm still trying to find a copy because mine is torn to shit for the GameCube, but it's Turok Evolution was
I
one of
love
my
Turok.
favorite. Oh, it's so good. One of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, mine would have been Turok 2 at the time was the one I played, Seeds of
Okay,
Evil.
nice.
And then there was the third one. I think it was Seeds of Evil. That might be wrong because the third one was something of Oblivion. And that one like
Mm,
took it from a like the second one was like the weird dinosaur creatures and stuff like that. And then the third
yep.
one was like a completely different, almost horror vibe to it. Like
Okay.
science fiction horror, weird spider demon ripping people in half and shit. Like it went crazy on it was
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 at the time. So like you're like following the guy up a ladder and then you just see him get like pulled up and you see the bottom half of his body fall. Like for a Nintendo 64 at the time, you're like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, that's insane. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
so if you've never played Turok 3, they recently re-released it. I want to say it's on Xbox and PlayStation. They re-released both of them. They like remastered and re-released them. So if you never got a chance, now's the time to do it. I think you can pick it up for probably somewhere between 10 and $20.
That's not bad. I'll
And
check
it's
it out.
yeah, if you've never checked it out, well worth checking out. And if you were to stream that shit, I'd watch it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I
Because
might
I
have
know
to make
you
that happen.
yeah, I was like, I know you were gonna be doing the gaming streaming and stuff. So if you did and I saw Turok 3 on there, I'd be over there instantly. Just
Hell
for
yeah.
such nostalgia for that game. And for someone who's never played it, I would love to see people's first reactions to
Yeah,
Turok.
that
Because
shit.
you don't play as the main Turok in that one either. You play there's I think it's his cousins. So you
Okay.
pick between two characters. It's the female character I can't remember what her name is, and then there's like the teenage male character, and
Okay.
both of them they go through the levels different. And they have completely different play styles.
Nice.
So like the kid is like he has like night vision and goes like stealthily through one area, and so like he has a completely different level he has to go through than she does. So it's kind of cool how they did that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was like and they tie it into the end of Turok 2 because Turok is in the beginning. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's just cool that it's like you play as different characters because up to that point you were just Turok, but you don't find out till later on that it's never the same Turok or whatever. It's like generations. Like between the first Turok and the second game is a different Turok. So
Nice.
that it's like probably hundreds of years, which is why in the first one it's mainly like the big dinosaurs and stuff. In the second one, you don't have
Yep.
that. You just have those weird alien creatures or whatever the hell they're called.
They
But
also
that's
had the one for the what was it? The first time I played it was on PlayStation 3 and it was like kind of modern where you had like, the modern machine guns and stuff like that.
yeah.
That one I feel like I'm the only person on earth that liked that game.
I've liked
Like,
all of them, so I probably like that one too. I can't remember the name of it, but I know it didn't have a number on it.
no.
It was like the one you said. What was it? Turok Evolutions or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just like that. It was like Turok, and then it had like a thing on it. And then the multiplayer was always crazy in those back in the day too. The
Yes.
death matches and the The cerebral bore, my go-to weapon every time. I would
Hell
love,
yeah.
especially in Turok 2, because it had the regular version that drills into the brain, and then it had the version that would like drill in and then explode.
Nice.
That shit was crazy.
Me and my cousin used to play the death matches on Turok Evolution all the time. That game was just wild for a bunch of different reasons. Like there's one level where you're riding on the back of a pterodactyl, like blowing shit
Yeah,
up. Super cool. But the death matches were wild because there was one thing you had to look out for, and that was the death helm. And it would like suffocate you for like 15 minutes, and then at the end of the 15 minutes you die. So you have to
that's
get as many
crazy.
kills as possible.
That's crazy. The
Oh, it was
the fact
psycho.
that it's like the way it kills you is by suffocating you is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, no, like you're literally walking around, then every like, 5 seconds you'll get like HP taken off. You'll just hear that, oh.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was the era, man. Those split like the split screen multiplayer in that era
Yep.
was like Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Turok.
Yep.
Like there was now it's all online, which is fine, but like online is fine, but there was just something different about that couch co-op, like having your
Yeah.
friends gather around and play like Mario Kart or a Turok or Perfect Dark or something. Perfect Dark was always my go-to. That's on Game Pass, like so you can actually go back and
Nice.
replay that, which is kind of cool. And then I think they remastered GoldenEye and re-released it on Game Pass as well.
Nice.
So every once in a while, if you just want that nostalgia, you find it on Game Pass because there's a lot of stuff on there that's still on. Like for
Hell
me,
yeah.
I'm replaying Dragon Age Origins, I think the 360 version because
Very
it's on
nice.
Game Pass. I'm like, I'm like, there's so much shit on Game Pass that I'm like an advocate for Game Pass. People hate on it because they say it destroys like the gaming thing or whatever because of like the subscription service and the amount of or it hurts the developers or whatever. Because I think Xbox just pays them up front to get their game on the service or whatever, and then
Okay.
but I love the advantage of like the day one games that come out on Game Pass
Oh yeah, for sure.
because, like I said, I'm working like 10-hour shifts sometimes and can still barely pay the bills. So I just don't have the money to dish out on new games all the time anymore. So
Hmm.
when one comes to Game Pass, I'm like all over it. Like they just dropped that Hollow Knight Silk song like a day ago,
Okay.
and I started playing that. But that's why. Like I had to buy it. I probably wouldn't have been able to play it because I just don't have the money. Like I think the only game I can afford this month is Silent Hill F that comes out at the end of the month, and that's just because I'm a Silent Hill fan.
Hell yeah. Oh,
I'm a big horror guy. I don't know if you're into horror at all, but
oh, absolutely. Man, I
nice.
can't. Oh fuck. I just saw a trailer for Black Phone 2 the other day, and I
Nice.
can't fucking wait. It
That's
looks
Ethan
so
Hawke,
good.
right? That
Yeah.
was in the first one. I
Yeah.
never, for some reason, I saw the trailer and I was like, "What is this?" And then I just never watched the film. I don't know why I
Man,
didn't watch it, but I saw the trailer and I was like, "He looks creepy as shit," and then I didn't watch
check it
it.
out. It's some
The
good
o-
movie. It's
the only
some
ones I
really good movie.
watched that I just didn't get into that I thought weren't scary were the Smile ones. Like they really let me down because the trailers were terrifying. And
Hmm.
then I watched the movie and I was like, this movie just doesn't hit with me the way I wanted, the way I hoped it did. There was a couple creepy moments, but I found myself laughing more than I was freaked out, especially with the second one.
I
That
haven't
shit
seen the
had me
second one
laughing.
yet, but
Yeah, that
that first one, I laughed a couple times, and it's just because some people have that smile where, like, when they have that big
it's
ass
so
smile, I'm
goofy.
like, you look so dumb,
I
bro.
know. It's like the promotion they did for it was creepier when they were just at football games and stuff, just standing in
Yes.
the crowd. I was like,
Yeah.
that was you guys are the most brilliant marketing
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life.
That is peak marketing right there. Whoever had those ideas, that dude needs to be a billionaire. All
Yeah, he
right.
really
Because
does.
that's amazing.
That and then I think the other one that still to this day, if I rewatch, I struggle every time I watch it for some reason, is that It Follows. That one is
That movie's
terrifying.
fucked.
It is so it gives every vibe of like it doesn't have to even do much, but
Yeah.
it just makes you uncomfortable the entire film.
Yeah. Well, I don't, there's something about somebody, they're not running, somebody walking at
That's what
you.
it is.
It
Yeah.
just freaks me out. I'm like, hey, chill out, chill out, chill out, knock it off. But
Yeah, I
no.
don't and I for a little while on my old YouTube channel, I reacted like horror and paranormal stuff. And anytime
Okay.
something is running at the screen, it's gonna get me. Running, walking, anything
Yeah.
that's coming towards me, I just don't like it.
Man.
And the fact that they do it so casually and it's like a different person every time, like it's like
Yep.
she's just in school looking out the window and there's that old grandma like looking and there's no weird like grin or anything with these ones. They just look creepy and
Yeah.
menacing. And then yeah, and then one tall dude that comes into the room and she's in there with her friends, and it's that one huge one that ducks duck under the door. That shit was
Yep.
fucking
Oh my
terrifying.
God. That movie. I watched that movie for the first time a couple years ago, and I need to rewatch it at some point, but that
It's
is,
just as bad when you
oh,
try to rewatch it. It gets you every time. It's just
oh,
that
I'm
something
sure.
about it's almost like you just feel like you're being stalked. You start looking over your shoulder, making sure no one's behind
Yeah,
you. And I'm like, why didn't they do a sequel? They should have done a sequel.
they should have. That would have been a great movie.
I think that one would kill. All right, we've reached the end here. Unfortunately, I feel like I could have talked to you for like 8 hours today if I'd wanted to.
That's what I'm here for. We'll have to do a live stream or something. We'll have to make this happen.
Yeah, for sure, because we'd have plenty to talk about on that.
Yeah, exactly. Streaming for a couple
Everybody,
hours. Hell yeah.
make sure you check out Vicariant, available on YouTube, Spotify, pretty much wherever you can find the music. Be sure to look them up. I don't know why I didn't ask this, but we got, let's see, we got 7 minutes, so I can ask this. I can ask if you're allowed to talk about if you guys are working on an album or if you're just planning on doing like singles and stuff like that.
We are working on an album.
Nice.
So for right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna release one single every couple months, and then after, because that couple months gives us time to record the rest of the music, and then
Right.
hopefully at some point towards the middle to like the second half of next year, we will be dropping an album.
Awesome.
That's the goal,
I
at
look forward to
least.
that. Because
Hell yeah.
when you were talked about like the trilogy of the songs and stuff, and I was like, it made me think like this could be a whole album theme almost.
Mhm.
Like that's where my mind went because I know like a lot of people, it seems like a lot of times nowadays singles are the way to go.
Yeah.
But because I'm so old school, I'm an album type of person. I like listening to full albums all the way through multiple times,
Oh
catching
yeah.
every little thing. That's just how I am.
Yes, sir.
I'm always like when I hear one, like I have to hear more. Like I have to hear to get a real vibe of how I'm really feeling about whoever I'm listening to. I've got to hear a whole album.
Hell yeah.
That's just how I am. But
We
yeah,
got we actually have two trilogies on this upcoming thing. So we got the Apocalypse trilogy, which we talked about, and then we
right.
have the Party trilogy, which is Cocaine Fever. The next song that we're going to record is called Between. That's going to be a part of that. And
Nice.
then The Worst in Me is the end of that trilogy, which is a song that we just started writing a couple weeks ago.
Awesome. And I don't know why I didn't mention this before. I'm gonna have you, if you can, email me uh Lightbringer so I can add it in at the beginning of this episode. Because
Yeah, for
I
sure.
always like to add at least one song from the artist, and since that's your most recent one, we'll add that in at the beginning of the episode so people can hear it. I love to do that. So it plays and then the interview begins.
Absolutely. I
That's like my favorite
appreciate
thing to
that.
do. Yeah, awesome. Thank you once again for joining me. We will catch you all again soon in the next episode. Be sure to check out Vicariant, like I said, everywhere. And oh, what's your Twitch?
My
So
Twitch
people can check out
is
your Twitch.
it's a Twitch Vicariant. T
Okay, well
W
that's
I
easy.
T C H Vicariant.
I was like, I said Vicariant everywhere. I could have just said
Yeah, right.
Vicariant on Twitch as well, and they would have found
Yeah.
it.
My stage name is Twitch because I have Tourette's and everybody can not seem to stop talking about it.
That's
So
annoying.
yeah.
I
I mean,
haven't
I turned
mentioned
it
it
into something
once.
fun. Yeah, right.
You know what I think it is? Like I have the issue with the ADHD.
Okay.
So every once in a while, I get facial tics and stuff. So like it doesn't pick up on me because I go
Yeah.
through the same shit. So I
Oh,
feel
for
it.
sure. For
I feel
sure.
it. That's a whole different conversation right there in
Yeah,
general.
right. What's it like with Tourette's? Fuck you. That's what it's like. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. I want to thank you again for joining Masters of the Underground today. Definitely want to have you on again in the future. I had an absolute blast.
Absolutely. Me too. Can't wait.
Until next time, everybody, peace out and have a good one.
Later on.